everybody. Lord Tremendous here. Got a battle report here for you. This was pre-game 2 of the Rock Wars GT. One of Cass's buddies was there. He had a Skaven list, and he wanted a piece of the Tremendous. And who am I to not give out pieces of Tremendous? Wait, that... Oh, crap. Anyway, we decided to get a game in real quick. Well, we tried anyway, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, this is a real cool guy. Never met him before, but he had a really beautiful Skaven army. And how could I say no to somebody who wants to play with me? So, it was another 2200 point battle. Lord Tremendous of the Wars of Chaos versus Furballs of the Skaven.
Assemble the army!
Here's my list, and if this list still surprises you, you have not been paying attention. I have my Demon Prince, Lord Tremendous. He's got the Mark Zinch, level 4 Wizard, Chaos Armor, Charm Shield, Dragon Bait Gem, other Trickster, Shard, Soul Feeder, Flaming Breath, Scaled Skin, and Metal, because words are hard. My hero choices are an Exalted Hero, Lady Elizabeth with the Mark Zinch, Halberd, Castede, BSB, Helm of Many Eyes, Dawnstone, and a Poisonous Slime. And the Exalted Hero, Catastrophe, that actually did really well last game, even though I still kind of hate him. He's got the Mark of Zinch, he's on a Demonic Mount, he's got a Halberd, Shield, Talisman of Preservation, and Third Eye of Zinch. My core choices consist of 5 Chaos Warhounds, the Khorne Dogs, 18 Chaos Warriors, the Reavers of Ulthuan, with Mark Khorne, Halberd's Full Command and Banner Rage, and 15 Forsaken, Khorne's Forgotten, with Mark of Khorne. My special choice consists of 5 Chaos Knights, Elizabeth's Honor Guard, with Mark Zinch and Sorcerer's Weapons, Banner Musician, and the Standard of Discipline, and my rare choice, Snuffleupagour, the one, the only, Mutalith Vortex. Gotta love the beast. Gotta be totally honest with you, I didn't even think about getting a picture of this guy's army list or anything like that. Honestly, we were playing closed lists. I know we were playing together, so stuff like that. But in the off chance that we ended up playing against each other, you know, in the actual tournament, I didn't want his list, and I didn't want to try to memorize anything that he had or anything like that. So I didn't even bother to ask. This dude was awesome though, because like the first thing he does, and he hands me this little custom dice. He goes, "Here, that's for you," and it's got like the little crescent moon shape on it. It's all silver and green and stuff. Oh, it was so cool. And so yeah, I like the idea, so I'm going to steal it from him, and I'm going to start doing that. Probably going to get with the local store owner, and I'm going to get some Lord Tremendous dice put together. And the only way you're going to be able to get them is you have to play a game against me. You have to. That's the only way. I mean, sure, maybe somebody will give one to you or whatever. I can't control what happens once they're out of my hands. But that's the only way you're going to be able to get dice, like the Lord Tremendous dice for me anyway, is to play a game against me. That's right. That's right. I'm actually not going to be able to be bribed in this way. But if you have any ideas of like what a good icon would be or whatever for the dice, by all means put them in the comment section, and if I like your idea, you will actually get dice. If I end up using your idea, I will send you a pair of dice, because, well, let's face it, I wouldn't have the idea if it wasn't offered by you. So yeah, here are my spells, which consists of 4 for metal, because, well, I have to. And I didn't get any of his spells because he didn't have the card. Well, I don't know if he had cards or not. I don't think he did, but he wrote them down, and I didn't feel like writing down numbers to Skaven spells that I'm never going to remember. So here's deployment, and as you can see, it's Skaven. There's really nothing. You can't hide from their cannons because it shoots right through terrain. You can't hide from the wheels because it shoots right through terrain and other units and monsters, so there's no point. I just put my stuff in the middle of the board, and I was going to push forward. The Exalted Hero was, Catastrophe. He was going to try to slam into a Doom Wheel. The Knights were going to try to slam into, Hamburger Hill over there on the left side. The Khorne Warriors and the Dogs were going to try to get into combat as soon as they possibly could to start just blendering rats. My Forsaken, Demon Prince, and Beast were going to shoot up the right flank. I was hoping that either the Beast or the Demon Prince would survive long enough to either hit a cannon, a Doom Wheel, or get his unit with his Grey Seer and his BSB in it. That was really it. I mean, with Skaven, you just got to get across the board as fast as you can and do as much damage to them as fast as you can before they can shoot you off the board. Here's my opponent's right flank, and bear with me, I don't know the Skaven book that great. So if I get a unit called wrong, or if I'm off on what it actually is, I apologize. I'm guessing. From left to right is his Doom Wheel, a unit of rats. The little skirmishing unit right there are Globadiers. Behind them is another unit of little rats or whatever, and a unit of Jezzails behind them, or next to them anyway. Here's his center on the left side there, the big unit. Those are giant rats with two named characters. One is actually a hero, the other one is a unit upgrade, and I think there's a warlock in there maybe. Behind them is a Warp Lightning Cannon. In the middle there is a unit of slaves. Next to them is a unit of clan rats with his Greyseer and his BSB, and another Warp Lock in there. I believe he just has the rocket, and that's it. And next to them is another huge unit of slaves, behind them being another cannon. And here's his left flank, which consists of another Doom Wheel and another unit of rats. Here's my right flank. There's my Beast and my Demon Prince just standing side by side because, you know, brothers in arms. And as you can see, I brought the Blue Beast back out for my farewell games. I like the Blue Beast. My wife painted it. And I decided, screw it, I'm going to go ahead and have fun with him. Here's my center, which consists of my Forsaken, my dogs, and my Khorne Warriors. And here's a blurry picture of my left flank, which consists of my Knights, Lady Elizabeth, and Catastrophe. Here's top of one after movement, and I got to go first, which is good, It helps me get across the table before I get blown away. As you can see, that's what I do. Everything max moves as much as I can. Maybe I didn't move as far with the Knights as I should have, but that was stupid of me, I admit. I also couldn't remember what the Globadier guys did, so I put Catastrophe up there because I figured if he killed Catastrophe, that'd be good. And I wanted to make sure that that damn Doom Wheel didn't get a hold of my Knights because it scares the hell out of me. So I put Catastrophe in between the Knights and the Doom Wheel as well. The dogs moved up because I wanted something to charge them so that the Warriors could charge and overrun or get something into the Warriors in combat. If they killed the dogs and overran, I didn't care. I wanted combat. The Demon Prince, the Beast, and the Forsaken all move up just as quick as they can. I know the damn Doom Wheel's coming, but my hope is that one of his units is closer than one of mine. During the magic phase, I tried to get Searing Doom off. I tried to get the big Searing Doom off, I think, on his Jezzails. And I do! And I roll 1, and I kill 1. And yay! But, you know, I guess 1 is better than none. The rest of my magic phase is stopped and my shooting phase doesn't exist, so we go into bottom of 1 after movement, and you're looking at it, the rats start moving. He does this really cool thing in the top right there. Both units of slaves do this weird pincher movement, which was really cool. I've actually never seen Skaven players do that before, and then he puts a little character in the middle so that, like, I couldn't just fly in and hit his unit anyway. I have to try to hit that little guy, and if I can't fit in between there, then I can't charge him. It's an illegal charge. Honestly, he screwed up the pincer movement a little bit, but it's a very, very smart tactic. I've actually never seen that before. And for all you Skaven players out there, or even people that are like, hey, I play undead, that's not a bad idea. Look at that. Really look at that maneuver. That's impressive. Very, very cool idea. Meanwhile, his giant rats don't take the bait of their dogs and they stay still. His Jezzails come down off the hill. His 2 units of rats come down off the hill. His Doom Wheels move up the best they can. And that's pretty much it. Here's a... I'm sorry. During his magic phase, he casts this funky spell. He doesn't miscast it or anything like that. He uses... I think the Forbidden Rod. He uses some magic item. I can't remember what it was, but it makes the cost of the next spell that he casts halved, rounded up or whatever. So he goes ahead and he casts his dreaded 13th spell on my Forsaken, and he only needed a 13. It was the last spell that he tried to cast, so I'd already burned all my Dispel dice because I'm like, well, if he's going to try to get his lucky 13 spell off, he's going to have to box card because he's only got a handful of dice left. There's no way. So I didn't have any Dispel dice left, and he pops that item and then casts the Unlucky 13 spell on my Forsaken. And as you can see from the picture, my Forsaken are going through some changes. During his shooting phase, during the shooting phase, he tries to fire his cannon because he fails his leadership check or whatever, and misfires. And he misfires 6, which is, the Merry Christmas one, because now his Doom Wheel moves 4d6 instead of just 3d6. And that's what the Doom Wheel needs, advantages when it misfires. That's awesome. Then something happens over here. I don't remember. I think the cannon takes a pot shot at my Mutolith and does 1 wound to it. So I really dodged a bullet. But as you can see, there's a big unit of rats in front of him, and that's the Forsaken. They have changed. It's like a bad time from that movie Troll or whatever. Yeah, they turned traitor on me. The Forsaken have turned. So we go over here to bottom of 2 after movement, and I just say screw it, combat, combat, combat. The dogs move up to, they're kind of in the way now. I should have probably charged them, out of my way so that the Corn Warriors could move up, but I said screw it. The Mutalisk slams into the unit of Forsaken rats because they were in the way. The Demon Prince slams into the unit of slaves because I charged a little bastard that was up there in the way. And he fled. He failed his terror check and fled. And I didn't feel froggy about my charge into the clan rats. I needed like a 10 to hit them, where I only needed an 8 to hit the slaves. I figured, you know what, might as well hit the slaves and start going for it. So I hit the slaves, and it was a good thing too because I rolled an 8. I would have failed my charge otherwise, which would have sucked. Other than that, the Knights slam into the Doom Wheel because I need to, and the Exalted Hero Catastrophe charges the Globadiers. They flee off the table. And then he tries to redirect into the Jezzails and fails his charge. He rolls like a 3, a 1, and a 1. So that's the cast I know and love. Other than that, like I said, the Warriors and Dogs move up, and everything else is either a rat or in combat. Here's a better picture of the Knights slamming into the Doom Wheel, and I just need to kill this damn thing. And here's a better picture of Catastrophe scaring the Globadiers off the table and failing a charge into the Jezzails. And there's a better picture of the Beast slamming into the new Forsaken. And the Demon Prince slamming into the slaves because, I figured I'd swing at something. There's a better picture of that little guy that was fleeing from Tremendous's charge, which I'm actually fine with. During the magic phase, since I've got the angle, I do Final Transmutation on his unit of clan rats with the sole hope of sniping either his Greyseer or his BSB. As you can see, I failed to get both the Greyseer and the BSB. I did get the unit champion and a handful of other rats and did the Bubble Stupidity, but, it wasn't exactly what I was hoping for, but beggars can't be choosers, Over here in combat, the Knights are able to put quite a few wounds through on the Doom Wheel, but I don't kill it. It breaks from combat and ends up going 12 inches. I pursue like 8, which isn't a bad pursuit roll. That unit of rats that you see to my right, they panic and start fleeing, but the Doom Wheel gets away, and I'm going to have to charge it again next turn, if it doesn't flee off the table. During combat over here, the Forsaken rats, they get stomped pretty good, but not enough, unfortunately. They're still steadfast, and they make their check no problem. And then over here, the unit champion steps up, throws itself into the mouth of the Demon Prince, and gets killed. The Skaven slaves end up winning this combat, but my Demon Prince couldn't care less because he's munching on a rodent. So we go over here to bottom of 2 after movement, and the sneaky Doom Wheel moves around the side so that my beast is the closest to his shooting. His other Doom Wheel rallies, turns to face the Knights because he knows what's coming. One little rat dart, it moves in front of Catastrophe to try to block his charges into the Jezzails, but I was fine with that because I can angle it in such a way that if I kill those rats or break them, I can overrun into that unit of rats that just charge into my Corn Warriors, as you can see, the big unit of giant rats. Another little dart rat moves around. The cannons are pretty much right where they're at. And that little character that fled from Lord Tremendous' charge earlier rallies. There's a better picture of the giant rat slamming into my Corn Warriors. And something in that unit causes terror, which caused my dogs to flee, which was poop. And here's a better picture of his Doom Wheel rallying. I think he's got like 1 wound left. During his magic phase, I'm able to stop most of his spells, but he gets Death Frenzy off on the giant rats, which really sucks. I mean, they get +2 attacks, and it does nothing to that unit because, I mean, let's face it, he could lose a dozen of them a turn, and it's not going to matter. Very clever, though. He got the good spell off. During the shooting phase, that friggin' Doom Wheel on my right flank takes careful aim at the beast and blows him out of the water. There was nothing I could do about it. There's nothing I could say about it. There's nothing that damn the Doom Wheel. It blows up the beast and saves the Forsaken rat traders, which is sad. Over here in combat, however, my Demon Prince is able to kill a whole bunch of slaves. Life is cheap, and they stay because, well, they're slaves. Over here in combat, I don't do terrible, but I don't do great. I end up losing 2 warriors and my unit champion in a challenge. I do a handful of wounds to the rats. I lose this combat by 1, but if you can believe it, I actually make a break check. I was stunned. So we go over here to top of 3 after movement. And my knights slam into the Doom Wheel to finish what they should have finished the first time. Catastrophe slams into the rats, hoping to overrun into the giant rats. The dogs actually rally on their own leadership. And everything else I have is dead or in combat. There's a better picture of Catastrophe slamming into the rat dart. And as you can see, I maximized, and I can hopefully slam into the giant rats once dealing with these guys. Hopefully. And here's a better picture of my knights slamming into the Doom Wheel because they need this thing dead before it can shoot. During the magic phase, I finally get a little luck here. I get final transmutation off Irresistible on his clan rats once again. And not only do I roll a 6 and kill his Grey Seer, I roll a 6 and kill his BSB. And then I kill a boatload of clan rats. I think it was 7 or 8, maybe 9 more clan rats die. It's the best final transmutation I've ever cast. 2 major characters and a boatload from the unit. It was outstanding. Just absolutely outstanding. So yeah. Now the game is starting to turn around finally into a more manageable army. And then, to just add insult to injury, I roll a miscast 7 and kill 4 more slaves, which is glorious because that's 4 less I have to worry about. My magic phase is over, but I gotta be honest with you, I didn't care. My magic phase had done more than enough. Over here in combat, Lady Elizabeth and the Knights are able to destroy the wheel, no problem, and then they turn to face the Jezzails on the hill because the hope was during his next turn, those rats either continue to flee or they rally and then the Knights have to deal with them. But Lady Elizabeth now has to make her way back across the table to get into this fight. Combat over here, Catastrophe doesn't do terrible, is able to kill 3 of the rats. He takes no wounds for his troubles, ends up winning by 4. Running down the unit and slamming into the giant rats, which is huge. That's exactly what I wanted because I needed him in a challenge to deal with these characters while my Corn Warriors do what they do best. During combat, with Death Frenzy and everything like that, these rats beat the crap out of my Corn Warriors. I ended up losing like 6 or 7, but I was able to charge. I did, I think, kill... No, I don't kill his character yet, his special character. I do 2 wounds to him. It's not enough to finish him, but it's enough to really get close. With charge, flank, banner rank, and a bunch of wounds to his bunch of wounds and ranks, I think I lose this combat again, but obviously I'm able to make my break check and stick it out. Combat over here is more of the same, with my Demon Prince just beating the ever-loving crap out of slaves. Obviously, he doesn't take any damage in return, and... boom! The rats break because they no longer have a Grey Seer. They do a bunch of damage everywhere, nothing to my Demon Prince, and my Demon Prince is able to turn to face the other unit of slaves and the clan rats because, hey, now it's just about mopping up. So we go over here to bottom of 3 after movement, and you're looking at it. For the most part, the Forsaken and the Rat Dart looks over at the flank of my Corn Warriors, and I'm like, oh crap, there they go. His Doom Wheel comes running over to try to kill my Demon Prince. The cannons do their thing, and his little unit of dart rats that were fleeing go off the table. Nothing happens in the magic or shooting phase, because I'm pretty sure his magic phase is gone, and his shooting phase, just I was able to either ward save or he missed. But yeah, in combat over here, Catastrophe is able to finish off the special character and gets a little bonus for it there. I think it's +1 initiative. I lose 2 more Corn Warriors, but I kill a bunch of rats. I win this combat, they're steadfast, and they stick. Yep, and Catastrophe got +1 initiative for killing the character in combat. So we go over here to top of 4 after movement, and there is a bunch. My Demon Prince slams into the slaves because I just figured why not. I like the idea of them blowing up and doing a whole bunch of damage. And Lady Elizabeth and the Knights slam into the Jezzails because I need points. I want to kill the Jezzails, I want to overrun into the damn cannon, and I want to start making my way across the board and sweeping up before everything dies. Here's about a picture of my demon prince slamming into the slaves. And the hope here is with their low leadership, they lose combat, they explode and do a bunch more damage. Maybe cause some panic checks and hopefully let me go after other things. And here's about a picture of Lady Elizabeth and Knights slamming into the Giselles. I do lose a couple going into the Giselles. They stand and shoot and they kill a couple of my Knights, but hopefully that's the last thing they ever do. During the magic phase, I'm able to get Genna's Golden Hounds off on the Doom Wheel because it's direct damage, and he was in my forward arc, and I was able to do 2 wounds to this thing, which was nice. He does end up rolling a 1. No, I do like 3 wounds to it. He rolls 1-1 and ends up slamming into the slaves that I was in combat with, killing like 4 of them, and then bouncing an inch away. So that was actually pretty cool. That worked out nice. But I miscast 5, it ends my magic phase, and I end up killing off like 3 more of the rats, and my demon prince, I think, ends up taking a wound. I'm not 100%. In combat over here, I know, shocking, my knights are able to take out the Giselles, no problem. I think I overrun. I'm not 100% on that one, but I don't hit the cannon, so that sucks. And then over here in combat, we butcher these rats. The problem is... what's it called? Catastrophe ends up issuing another challenge. He refuses, goes to the back, and my Corn Warriors kill off the unit champion and a buttload of the damn giant rats, but I lose 3 more. I win this combat. They're still steadfast. They still don't break, but the problem is I've got 2 things coming into my flank next turn, and that's going to suck. In combat over here, the rats obviously lose combat. Yes, I did take a wound from my miscast earlier. I don't believe I'm able to soul feeder it, or I forget to, one of the 2. But the rats break and explode after combat resolution. And not only do they do some damage to the clan rats, but they blow up the Doom Wheel. Oh, it was so glorious. So my Demon Prince turns to face the Clan Rats because I'm hoping to sweep them up, overrun into the cannon, and win this game. So we go in the bottom of 4 after movement, and his Rat Dart and his unit of Forsaken Rats slam into the flank of my Corn Warriors, and I'm really nervous about that. Both of his cannons turn to face the Demon Prince, and his Clan Rats back up slightly because they wanted to make sure that his cannons could shoot me. Oh, I was nervous. There's a better picture of his Rat Dart and his, Forsaken Rats slamming into my Corn Warriors flank, which is dangerous as hell. And during a shooting phase, the cannons are able to kill my Demon Prince. I should have known better, but what could I do? I mean, you can't hide from Skaven cannons. You just got to hope that they miss or misfire. During combat over here, my warriors get pulped. Catastrophe is only able to kill like 4 rats, and I lose by like 2 or 3. I break, but I get away. So I'm not mad at Catastrophe for this. I know usually I would be, but that was just unfortunate. He didn't do terrible against the giant rats, and he did get away. So if he can rally, there's a chance he's going to turn around and win it, but we'll see. And then I know it's kind of abrupt, but here's the end of the game. They closed the hall down at midnight, but when I took this picture, it was like midnight 5. So we actually just had to call the game right here. We totaled up points, and what a fantastic game, though. I mean, so much good combat, a lot of real good shooting on his part, really crazy magic phases by Forsaken and all that. But really cool guy, really fun game, and yeah, it was a blasty blast. But yeah, after totaling up the points, it was a defeat for Lord Tremendous. I ended up getting 1447 out of him, and he got 1572 out of me. It was the killing the Warriors. There was that last-ditch effort just before they're like, hey, we're closing up, finish it up, we gotta go, get out. So we quit, and I ended up losing by about 30 points. 30 points over a draw. So, hey, well played by my Skaven opponent. No complaints. To be honest with you, even if we had finished out to turn 7 or turn 6, it probably would have been either exactly the same or maybe just a straight up draw, because maybe Catastrophe would have rallied, maybe not. My Knights would have charged the cannon, probably gotten it. Hopefully overran into maybe a character or the Clan Rats, maybe got them, maybe picked up a few points for those things. But who knows? If Catastrophe rallied, the giant rats were going to charge him again, charge 3 ranks, maybe a wound, to maybe 2 or 3 wounds. I probably would have broke it, probably would have lost Catastrophe, let's face it. But I honestly don't know. But yeah, I ended up losing by 30 points, and I'm fine with that. It was a really good game. I lost my Demon Prince, my Warriors, my Forsaken, and my Beast. He ended up losing his Grey Seer, his BSB, his Warlock, his Special Rat character, whoever he was, tons of slaves, Globadiers, Giselles, 2 Doom Wheels, some Rat Swarms, and I took 2 pounds of cheese from him. I stole the cheese! But really fun game. We literally just talked trash to each other the whole time. All in good fun, but oh man, at the top of our lungs. What's my name? Say my name! What? Leadership 5 is hard? Eat it, and then he'd roll it. It was so much fun. We were dying. I was having a good time. I don't know, maybe this guy hates me, but I was loving it. But the number one coolest thing about this game was, dude just gives me a die. Just, here you go. This is from my gaming group, blah, blah, blah. Here's a die, man. Thanks for playing against me. Such a cool idea. I've never seen that before. I wish I had thought of it myself, but I'm stealing the idea. So like I said at the beginning of the game, if you have an idea of a design for my Lord Tremendous dice, please, by all means, put it in the comment section, and if I use your idea, I will send you a free pair of dice. You know, you will be the first to receive Lord Tremendous dice, because that'll be it. After that, you have to play me to get them. That final transmutation spell that I got off the second one on the Clan Reds and popped the Seer and the BSB. Best final transmutation I've ever cast. Best hands down in 100 and some odd games with the Warriors. Best damn game I've ever played, or spell I've ever cast. Just unbelievable that happened. Really fantastic looking army too. The green was so intense, my camera's filters were overloaded, as you can see from some of the pictures. I'm sorry about that. I have no idea how to fix that. On the little screen on the camera, it didn't show the green like it is on the pictures now. So I have no idea how to fix that. If you have any ideas, hey, I'm all ears. But fantastic game, great pregame for prior to the tournament, and really glad I got to meet this guy and get a game against him. Flawlessly fun game. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for this battle report number 148. I got one more pregame to show you, and then it'll be on to the actual games, and they're a lot of fun. I think you're going to enjoy them, and hopefully you'll like how I did. So as always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, feel free to put them in the comment section below, and I will get back to you as quick as I can. But yeah, guys, thanks.